Hey, thanks for checking out Fast Eddie's Chop Shop. Here you have every right to be wrong, and I'm going to break it down for you. Listen, I haven't posted in a while, taking care of some personal things, and I was going to wait a few more weeks to get back into it. But when I see everything that's going on right now, I have to make a comment. What is wrong with the moronic right? They're fracturing and splintering right now. We got Tucker Carlson. Trump is the Antichrist. He may very well be. We got Alex Jones, 25th Amendment. We've got, Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan, Candace Owens. She's out of her ever-loving mind. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you pay any attention to her, you're out of your ever-loving mind. I'm sure that every 1,000th word she says has some truth to it. But if that was true of anybody, if your pastor, 5% of what he said was true, or a teacher, 5% of what they said was true, or anybody, 5% of what they said was true, or even 10%, or even 20%, you would be a fool to listen to them. I've read books on things that I disagree with, that I know are not true, but I read them from the aspect to know what people who believe in that think, if that makes any sense. Listen, the Iran war, I don't want a forever war. I don't want another Iraq. But this thing, a Jewish cabal, hey, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think that Israel has a lot of force and power within the Congress. I think that Lindsey Graham literally froths at the mouth when he talks about war. He is beyond warmonger. I literally think he gets naked and rubs himself down with oil when he even thinks about, in his basement, when he thinks about war. That guy is crazy about war. And, I would never want Lindsey Graham in charge of our country. Although he is a little bit, has some power. Oh my gosh, that guy. So I'm not a big fan of all the things on the right, although I am right. I'm not a giant fan of every single thing that Donald Trump has done. But Iran, if you go back and watch Donald Trump videos, long before he became president, he was commenting about how the United States and Iran left the hostages there and didn't treat that right. So far, that man has been, even today, including the fact that we're at war with Iran, is still the most anti-war president we have had in my lifetime. Complete anti-war. So let's knock that off. I say give the man, I've heard Steven Crowder say 3 months. I say 6 months. I say, yeah, we should be able to put most of it to bed in 3, but you got to have a couple months of trying to, and I agree, regime change is awful. Absolutely right. You could get something worse than what you had before. As evil as the Ayatollahs and all that are, the next one in, if it's not the right one, could be worse. I agree with all that. That's why I'm no military strategist, but I was taught when I was little, if you get in a fight with someone, you don't half fight. You fight, and when they're down, you make sure it's over. You don't let that person get back up to harm you. In a death fight, you never do that. You put them down hard, and it's like in the movies when you see that there's a death fight, and the other person gets up, starts walking away thinking they won, and you're like, no, they're still alive, and they get up, and that's real. That's real life. So I absolutely think Trump should stomp on Iran. Not talking about the citizens, but I am talking about anything to do with their power structure. Unfortunately, that does involve citizens sometimes. Because here's the other part. Every country, every country in the history of history, if the people actually rose up as one against the power structure, it would end. There's never been a military, because militaries are comprised of citizens. I understand it is very hard because of fear to get an entire population together against a ruler. But really think about this. Oftentimes, one dictator one person holds an entire country at his will, which is insane if you think about it. And that's largely because of fear. So that's kind of this citizenry fault. Like everything bad that's happening in America, all the woke stuff and all, that's all our fault. That's my fault. That's your fault, because we didn't stand up when we saw it starting to happen and take a stand as one. And all that would have ended. So give the man a break. Let him do what he needs to do. Crush the rebellion, if you will. And get rid of, don't you understand? I want you to think about this. And everyone's all hot and bothered by what he said about, praise be to Allah and all that stuff and how he mocked them. Guys, this is a country that and he's been saying it forever, Iran cannot get a hold of nuclear weapons. The second they do, where do you think they're shipping it? Start believing our enemies. When they say death to America, what are you defending? If another country is chanting death to America, I think we as America should go stomp them out and make sure they never have the ability to rise up again as that existing civilization. I get what he meant by we're gonna end that civilization. I know what he meant. We're gonna end the ability of that regime to ever stand up again. I hope that's what he meant. I'm pretty sure that's what he meant. I really do hope that's what he meant. The left's running around like, he's gonna nuke the joint. Come on. Hit me up if he does. But come on, he's not going to. We finally have a president that is America first. Even in Iran, that's America first. Do you understand that if we win this, we are going to be the dominating oil country in the world? Wealth beyond wealth. Everyone looks at all the sheiks and all that and how much wealth they have. No, how about if we do this right and tariffs and everything, how about no taxes? How much free gas? Because there's so much of it that you just pull up and fill up for free. That's possible. Anyway, let me know what you think.